Hey there folks, my name is Empty Berry, and welcome to today's episode of Lore to Go, the series where we talk about the story behind games in 5 minutes or less. This episode will go over what happened to Savathun's worm after it was removed during Season of the Lost, and how it eventually became a grenade launcher that hits like a truck. This story is told via the Parasite quest in the Witch Queen expansion, so there will be some spoilers if you haven't completed it yet. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to see more videos about characters and events in the Destiny universe. With all that said, let's jump into it. During the Season of the Lost, Savathun and Mara Sov made a deal, one which involved Mara helping to remove Savathun's worm via an exorcism. Savathun had acquired her worm millennia ago when the worm gods turned the krill into the hive, but its constant need to be fed via violence was a heavy toll on the hive god. She believed that she was better off removing the worm and finding a different source of power, which ended up being the light. Mara and her Techeuns were able to complete the ritual successfully, and though Savathun escaped, Mara retained possession of her worm. The worm was weak and needed a new host in order to be fed or it would die. While some believed that it should die, since it was an evil creature that had overseen the death of hundreds of civilizations, Mara instead saw it as a priceless source of knowledge. Mara had learned that Savathun was present at humanity's collapse on behalf of the Witness, and she wanted to utilize the worm to determine one of humanity's greatest mysteries. How exactly did they survive the collapse? In order to extract information from the worm, Mara explained that they need to first imbue it with hive magic to give it strength and then find it a new host. The Guardian agreed to assist with this mission and took the worm to a dark city within a pyramid in Savathun's throne world. Mara explained that within the city, there was a machine which was used to create and grow new worms known as an incubator. As a side note, this is the first time we've ever learned where new worms actually come from, and explains how the hive are able to get new worms for their troops. The Guardian finds a cryptolith filled with hive magic, as well as the incubator within the city. They place the worm upon the incubator and imbue it with the power from the cryptolith, which causes it to stir and speak once more. However, the incubator ran out of power and the worm was still very weak. The Guardian found another incubator and funneled more power into the worm. At this point, Mara Sov made a bargain with the creature. If it can tell them about humanity's collapse, she will provide it with a new host. When the worm asked who the host will be, Mara declared that she would volunteer, to which the worm agreed. However, it required more energy before the process can begin. Upon finding another incubator, the worm began to try and pit Mara and the Guardian against each other, claiming that Mara had plans to kill them. Mara revealed that she does have contingency plans for how to kill most of the Vanguard if they were to be swayed by evil, which is very Batman of her, but they are only contingencies. Upon finding one final incubator, the worm appeared to be at full power and decided to tell the Guardian of Savathun. However, at the last moment it began to writhe in pain and its energy levels plummeted. It claimed that this is a curse by Savathun, which is now steadily killing it. The Guardian took the worm to Finch, the hive ghost, who gave them a casing for the worm covered in hive runes. Finch claimed that there are hive wells of power strewn about Savathun's throne world, and if the Guardian can bring the casing to them, it will provide power back to the worm. The Guardian was able to stabilize the worm, but it claimed that this is only temporary. Mara returned, stating that there is a well of hive light deeper in the throne world that they can use to charge the cryptolith. She is at the site to conduct the ritual to become the worm's host, and tells them to charge the cryptolith and meet her there. The first part of the ritual completes, which prepares the worm to be imbued in its host, but the worm begins to die again, meaning that they only have a few minutes to complete the ritual. The Guardian met back up with Mara, who utilized the casing Finch gave them and the cryptolith to lock the worm inside of a weapon, the grenade launcher called Parasite. Mara referred to it as a prison of light, which can function as its host and ensure the worm will live. The worm is obviously upset, but Mara threatens to let it die unless it gives them the information they desired. The worm relented and explained that at the time of the collapse, the Witness turned its violence towards the Traveler, and Savathun decided to intervene. Not for humanity, but for the Traveler. She wove some type of illusions to deceive the Witness, which according to the worm was a large reason as to why it was turned back. Within the lore tab of the weapon, we also learned that Mara received a vision from the Witness, one in which it showed her serving them voluntarily. Though rattled, she resolved to disprove the vision and remain on the path of righteousness. In addition, she discussed that the information she gained from the worm about Savathun is being put to use in order to find other ways to survive the oncoming storm. What these plans are, or if the Witness's vision will come true, have yet to unfold, but I will be here with you to explore that story when the time comes. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Lore to Go. We covered the story of the Parasite grenade launcher today, including some shocking revelations about Savathun and the collapse. Be on the lookout for future videos about the expansion and the new season of The Risen. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. That's all for today though. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.